Okay, welcome to the fourth episode of Trying Your Ideas. For this one, this took a little longer than I expected because I was having a little difficulty on how I was going to implement this. But here we are. All right. The fourth idea is by Mr. Shift, which says, "Hold to fall slower like gliding." You can still jump normally, but if you want to fall slowly, then just hold your mouse. Now, I want to show you guys how I initially thought of how I was going to implement this. So first we have our classic, and we have this to prevent the player from accidentally killing himself once it aligns with the player. That is the one. Okay, so then we do this, and then we need an H block, another H block as well, setting it to scale 2 because why not? And set it to any scale of which that is 1 or above, but I just chose 2 for convenience. Okay, we'd have that. Now I have that, then we need move it in accordance with player. We'll go 100 seconds, lock player X and Y, and then have touch trigger, hold mode, don't touch anything else. Then, alright. This was originally the setup I was going for, but I realized a problem with this. Number one, hang on, let me actually try and test this out. Let's assume that this is the ramp players going off. As you can see, with this setup, he doesn't fall. The player doesn't fall. He just kind of stands still once you hold it. And on release, he just falls back down like normal, just expected. But the holding bit, he just kind of is floating in midair. So that's not the setup we're doing today. The other setup I wanted to do, that I tried doing, is this setup. Okay, we're gonna need 2 touch triggers, 1 for group 3 and 1 for group 5. You'll see where these groups come into play later. We don't touch the toggle trigger. Add another toggle trigger for group 3, another one for group 2. This one is group 5, which will be affected by this toggle trigger. Now we have a spawn trigger with a 0.2 second delay, and the group ID for that 4. This will be spawn triggered and multi triggered, and then this one the toggle trigger to activate group, spawn, and multi trigger, and this one will also be group 4. Okay. I'm almost forgetting something. This one is group 3 and this one is 5. This one is where actual falling comes into play. The falling is a little buggy, but I tried. So I'm assuming it's because I'm trying to execute multiple instances of the command line. I guess 100, like 850 seconds. I don't know, it depends on how slowly you want the player to fall. You can edit these values. This is a group 4 as well. Okay. As you can see, he's falling slower, but it kind of works as intended. You are allowed to jump. Hang on. So you can see you are allowed to jump, and then kind of just falls when you keep holding it. The only problem is it will keep falling, so there's no toggle trigger to prevent. There's no stop trigger to prevent these from executing. Okay, so this is your final this is your final setup. It kind of works, but also not really. What I was originally thinking to prevent the player from going into the ground, it was either a stop trigger or some collision boxes, but I tried implementing the stop trigger for both of these touch triggers to execute on release. For some reason, it didn't work. For example, I put the stop here, 5, 2, we put that 4. Since this is group 4, right? But uh, and considering this is supposed to execute well, yeah, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know why. I guess I'm gonna have to try and polish that in further experiments. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I kind of showed you how to make that, even though it is quite buggy, but yeah, it could be improved. Anyways, that's it. Goodbye.